All right, so let's see if that's better. Hopefully. If it's still terrible, then, we're going to just blame it on Comcast. All right. So let's see. I still have a lag, but that's okay. Yeah, so I was just trying okay, perfect. Awesome. Yeah, I was just trying YouTube now has an option in the Creator Studio to use your camera directly through the YouTube um, like platform, rather because right now you have to use like a separate broadcaster, like some other software that you get, from somewhere else, and mostly they're free. There's if you want to unlock all the features of those other um, programs, then you definitely need to pay for that. But it seems like this is good for basic use. Much better. Good. Hi, Anne. Right on. Good. Good. I'm glad it's better. Did you see it before I switched to the back to the XSplit? Oh, Fiona. Hi, Fiona. I didn't see you. Yeah, I thought it might be kind of fun to just turn on the camera and, see how you guys are doing, and maybe you could keep me company for a little while. You saw it for a second? Okay. Yeah, and it's much better. Right on. Good. So I'm working on these bracelets, Anne. Oh, but you guys want to see what I got? I got a couple things. Um, let's see. First thing, um, one second. Okay. So, first thing I got was I had purchased these on eBay. These like ledger journals. And they're just blank. They're all empty. Never been used. Don't have any idea the exact age on these, but they're made by Mead. But each one is 30 sheets, so 60 pages, 11 3/4 by 7 1/4 inches. So they're just like cash ledger journals. This one's kind of um, disintegrating a little bit, but there's a price tag on it, 88 cents. Oh, wait. 4 for 88 cents, it says. 4 of these for 88 cents. Know what I'm saying? So, yeah, pretty cool. So, I don't know. I'm thinking these are probably, I don't even know. I mean, just looking at the sticker, and what would you guys guess? These were 4 for 88 cents. I didn't pay that for these. But that's what they were originally selling for. So, or maybe they were used at that point, or like secondhand at that point. Who knows? Anyway, I paid about $10 for them. So yeah, so I thought these were pretty neat, and I might wind up making some like mini journals out of these. I'm thinking that they'd be kind of cool to like cut them apart, or like somehow get this strip off of here, because it's not really attached that well, So get that strip off of there, and then maybe cut this in half, and use the covers as journal covers. And then I've got all of this ledger paper in here that's unused. It's all stitched in. See, it's sewn in, so I could easily disassemble it and use that paper like intact, I think. So anyway, so I was pretty happy to get those. Nobody else was bidding on them. So, and then I haven't gotten it yet, but one thing that I did, that I did also buy on eBay is like a desk ledger. So it's like this little wooden like base, okay, and then it has a whole bunch of paper like stacked in it with like the alphabet, you know, dividers, and it's never been used. It's completely blank, but it has those like those curved like I'll show it to you guys when I get it, but it has like two curved like U-shaped like metal pieces, right? And then it has a wooden like cover. So you flip that wooden cover over and that'll kind of set. It's hard to explain, but anyways, it's got like that much paper in it. So it's really cool. Yeah, kind of like a Rolodex, I guess. Yeah. Except for it's like, you know, like that big. So I paid 20 bucks for it, but I still feel like it was a good deal. Anyways, and then I do have some more ephemera that's on the way too. I made a deal with a seller on there, so some like cabinet photos or you know what I mean, the little pictures from the booths. And then I did go to Goodwill today. What did I get at Goodwill? Let me remember. What did I get at Goodwill? I got a really cool jacket, but I can't remember. Oh, I got a couple books. And some paper. Yeah. So I got this scrapbook paper. It's kind of cool. This was $2.99. These were in there. These are yeah, Anna Griffin. There's two of these. Those are kind of cool. And I think this was just like some like loose 12 by 12 paper because there's a whole bunch of this pattern in there. Like I don't know, like a dozen of them. And then some other kind of like vintage type paper in like multiples. I actually had some of that before. Anyway, and so this is just part of this paper stack. It's a paper studio. So I don't know if they still carry this or not, but I thought it was pretty. So yeah, I like that postcard paper too. Yeah, it's cool. And I really like this. I like the like honeycomb shapes. And I'm trying to get away from using so much yellow and orange. So I'm trying to go with like blues and greens and purples and stuff a little bit more. Yeah, that peacock one is cool too. And then I picked up this book. It's Robert's Cases on Personal Property. It's like a law book. But you know, I have a thing for these type of books. I just, you know, I just love the texture of the paper and that kind of stuff, and I can't resist them. I think my computer is. There we go. Yeah, teal is your color. I know that's why you were saying you like that scarf, huh? So anyways, got this book at Goodwill. $1.99. Their hardcover books are $1.99. Their children's books are 49 cents though, which I think is interesting. So anyways, I got this book and I just love the pictures in this book. Oh my gosh. They're so cool. And it's weird, like I was standing near the books, and so I had picked out like 3 or 4 like vintage books, you know. And have you seen the old law books that I have? They're from like 1880s from the Gonzaga Law Library here in Spokane. Yeah, they're like, I have to say, they are badass. I love them. um, anyway, I think I got like 5 of them. But anyway, so I'm standing there and so I had picked out like 3 or 4 vintage books. They must have gotten somebody that donated just a whole bunch of old books a few months ago, because they've had like this whole like display of these old vintage books. And I've been in there like 3 or 4 times, and I've purchased a couple every time I go in. Um, but anyway, so I had picked out a couple of books. One of them was like on like assembling transistors or something, and I'm pretty sure you guys know that I love that kind of subject matter. You know, I love like just the like the graphics and the illustrations and that kind of stuff. So I picked that one up, and anyway, so then I kind of went on and was looking at the like oversized books, because that's where you usually find like atlases and like the cool like flower books and stuff. And anyway, so I'm standing there, and this guy comes up and he's like, "Hey, I was wondering if I could talk to you about one of the books that you just picked up." And I was like, "Okay," you know. And he's like a younger guy, kind of like rocker looking dude, piercings and stuff. Anyway, so I was like, "Okay," and you know, "What's up?" And he's like, "Well, I noticed that, you know, I had set this book with a few others on the top of that display over there, and I noticed that it's in your cart." And I was like, "Yeah," you know. And he goes, "And I know that like I put it down, and you know, it's totally fine if, you know, you really want it, but I was wondering if you'd be willing to put it back so that I could buy it." And I was just like, "Well, why? Like, what are you gonna do with it, you know?" And so he was like, "Well, I'm, you know, really into doing that kind of stuff, and I'd like to learn how to do whatever it was this book was like teaching me to do." Anyway, so he's like, "Well, what are you gonna do with it?" And so I was like, "Well, I'm gonna tear it apart, you know, and do all kinds of stuff with it." And I wound up showing him some of my journals on my phone. And anyway, so then we kind of went back and forth, and I was like, "So, but you know what? I really want you to have it." And he's like, "No, I want you to have it." And anyway, so there was a little pamphlet inside of it, and so I wound up getting the pamphlet, and I gave him the book, and so he got the book. Anyway, um, so I happened to see this little, and I was standing there looking at all of these other books, and just nothing was really striking me. But I kept looking because I just felt like there was something there that I needed to see. And it just all of a sudden, like the spine of this book, I just like I saw that, and it said Brown Angels, and I went, "Oh my God, that's it," you know. So I pulled it out, and it was this really cute book. And it actually is a children's book, but it's just all these vintage photos and like verses and stuff, and all of these little brown children. And I just think it's a beautiful book. And I can't wait to use some of these images in my journals. So I'll just flip through it for you guys real quick. "I never dreamt that tender blossoms would be brown, or precious angels could come down to live in the garden of my giving heart. But here you are, brown angel." Isn't that pretty? I just love it. It makes me cry. "Love that boy like a rabbit loves to run." I said, "I love that boy like a rabbit loves to run. Love to call him in the morning, love to call him, 'Hey there, son.' He walked like his grandpa, grins like his Uncle Ben." I said, "He walked like his grandpa and grins like his Uncle Ben. Grins when he happy. When he's sad, he grins again." I won't read you the whole book, but I've I've been enjoying it. I love these two. I don't know if you guys can you guys see this okay? It's not too bad, huh? Look at her. Isn't she beautiful? "Shout my name to the angels, sing my song to the skies, anoint my ears with wisdom, let beauty fill my eyes." Are you crying, Carla? I know. I'm like on the verge of tears. "For I am dark and precious and have such gifts to give, sweet joy, sweet love, sweet laughter, sweet wondrous life to live." And they're just so precious. Look at his face. Oh, that's okay, Shelly. Hi. I didn't honestly know I was going to, and I didn't really want to commit to it anyway. So, yeah. But thank you. You're so sweet. And Shelly, I don't know if you saw my comment in your live stream tonight, but I just wanted to tell you that I think it's really, really, really cool that you're like keeping it real with junk journaling. I really do. I've been thinking about it for a few days, and I'm kind of like have this. I don't know. I'm kind of torn with junk journals. Like I feel like um, they're getting to be really popular, and they're kind of straying away from, and everything changes, right? Everything in our lives changes. And, um, but the whole idea of like junk journal is sort of trying to, oh, that's okay. I figured, it's no big deal. But I just want to tell you thank you because I feel like, you are kind of keeping it real and, using your junk mail and repurposing and reusing and recycling is really, really, really important. Um, and I almost feel guilty sometimes because I feel like I don't do that. Like some people who are more like junk journal purists, if you know what I mean. But that's because I'm selling my books. Um, anyway, I just wanted to say that because I just think it's awesome that you do that. Anyway, so we'll keep flipping through this book. Look at these two. Look at how happy she is. Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, I know there's no right or wrong. I know, but sometimes I see books. I see books that people have made, and they're calling it a junk journal, and I just kind of feel like maybe it's not really a junk journal. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just being weird, but jolly, jolly, sweet and brown. Jolly, jolly, G. Jolly is the lucky child who looks like me. Look at this family. Oh, there's one that was like counting. Yeah, I like this one. Pretty little black girl, sweet as you can be. Wiggle waggle, 1, 2, 3. Pretty little tan girl, she knows all the tricks. Wiggle waggle, 4, 5, 6. Pretty little brown girl, you know you sing so fine. Wiggle waggle, 7, 8, 9. Pretty little coffee girl, she knows how to win. Wiggle waggle, we've reached 10. That's true, Shelley. That's true. I know that, there are no rules in junk journaling. You're absolutely right. And maybe I just, need to remember that. I do. I just need to remember that. And like I said, like everything changes. I guess it's just like what I think of as a junk journal is more of what you're doing with your junk journals. Then that's just me, right? So I don't know. Yeah, I do. I know, aren't they awesome, Fiona? So I'm gonna cut this book up. The sound of their steps has long been gone. Black foot, strong foot, stumbling on. Oh, follow the memory. Look at this whole like class. This is like a whole school probably. The sound of their song has long been gone. Black songs, strong songs, souls singing on. Oh, cherish the memory. The depth of their pride will never be gone. Black hearts, strong hearts, hearts beating on. Oh, honor the memory. So yeah, you guys are probably all crying now, huh? Look at her sitting on the porch. Anyway, so that was Goodwill. So yeah, so this bracelet that I made for myself, I actually put a little, yeah, it is Fiona. Um, not many at all. You're right. I think like there are some images like in the Tim Holtz collections, um, but not many. So it was pretty cool to find that book. And obviously, I'm not going to copy any of those because I mean that's a recent publication. So but I can use the images in my artwork. It's that book belongs to me, and I can do what I want with it. I just can't market those images or reproduce those images and sell them or anything like that. And I think it would probably be a good idea if I gave credit to the author on those. But even though they are kind of like vintage images, I don't think he owns those images. But yeah, it's touchy. Anyway, so I'm not going to copy him, I guess is all I'm trying to say. So anyway, I wound up putting a little applique on this one. And this is made just like with a snippet roll, right? Um, but more with the like not so much like vintage fabrics. Um, more of just like excuse me, like boho style fabrics, like my silks and some sari silk fibers and things like that. So these were pretty messy when I made this because it was actually just this, like, all of this scrap, it was just all this scrap, and I just piled it onto the strip of fabric, and then slowly guided it through the presser foot on the sewing machine, and got it. This is actually the trimmings from that. The pieces were a little bit bigger when I was actually doing it. They were more like that, but yeah. And there's a few like little spots where there's some holes that could use some filling in and that kind of stuff. So anyway, but yeah, so I just made all these little strips, and then I actually trimmed them off around, on the edges. And I wound up stitching this a few times just to kind of hold it all together, so it wasn't just like crazy. So I just got these strips, and then I made this bracelet for myself, and I just kind of liked it, I like it. It's very, it's just like, rustic, I guess. I don't know. Stitched it together just with embroidery floss, just a whip stitch. I showed these to you guys last week or on Sunday. But so I'm trying to figure out a way to do like a with what I already have, okay, without going out and buying hardware. I'm trying to figure out a way that I can make some nice looking like keychain things. So I have these D rings, and those might work, and then just attach like a key ring on there. So what I kind of had to do, I was working with velvet a lot, and because I have a whole bunch of velvet, and velvet is kind of hard to sew with your sewing machine. I mean, unless you pin it in place really, really well. And I didn't feel like doing that. So what I did was I actually glued the velvet onto the piece of the snippet, I'm gonna call it. And I don't know who it was that actually like started that whole thing, but hats off to him because it was really cool. All right, Corrine. Well, we can talk about that. Anyway, so I wound up gluing the velvet to that, and just to mainly just hold it in place. And then I just kind of let it with fabric glue. I used Aleene's fabric glue because that's what I had. I don't even know why I got it, but anyway, just to kind of stitch it in, or just to hold it in place while I stitched it on the machine, so it didn't slide around. So then I just ran a couple stitches on the edges through the sewing machine. And that's kind of where I'm at with most of these. This is not velvet. This is just some kind of cotton fabric. And then I used a bunch of denim too. But the problem is that the glue kind of smushed through on some of the velvet, okay? Like, you know, it's not as, like you can kind of feel that the glue, I used maybe a little too much glue, and it kind of, you know, anyway, so I don't really like the way that feels. So these are the ones that I'm going to use for key chains, okay? The ones that I feel like wouldn't be great as a bracelet because of that reason. But so yeah. But most of the ones with the denim are fine, and they're totally soft, and they feel nice on your wrists. So it's basically, I just whip stitched around the edges. I sewed a little applique on here with embroidery floss very quickly, just not even really caring how it looked. Like you can see my knots and stuff on here on the back, and you know, it's rustic. And then I just put a big button on there, and then used a just one of the small like hair ties. Stitch that on to the end right here. So these are actually pretty adjustable, you know, like I mean this could go up to you know, a large, very large wrist, or it could actually be a pretty small wrist. If you needed it to be even smaller, you could tie a knot in that elastic hairband and make it even smaller. So maybe do it on another fabric, then sew it on the velvet. Well, the point was that it's difficult to sew velvet on the sewing machine. So anyway, I'm not going to sew them onto something else again. That didn't happen to all of them. That was only some of them. So anyway, so that's where I'm at. Just because I don't really like the way that looks, you know. So I thought I would maybe do some appliques on. These ones are just smaller, and I think these are going to probably wind up being keychains. They're just kind of small. So, or, you know, they could actually be like a pretty small bracelet. So, who knows? Who knows? And I found my bag of iron-on, you know, patches. Most of them are too big for this project, but I think this one will probably work. So I'll probably attach that onto one of them. And then I took a piece of like trim off of the sari silk and actually stitched this on to this one. Yeah, and over time they kind of start to like fray and stuff, which I think is kind of cool, you know, like things just start coming loose, and you know, just adding character, I think. So, and these, like, because this one was just like this, where everything was like pretty held down, you know. They just kind of start working their way out. And I mean, I've gotten this wet a number of times, and it'll be nice in the summer. I can get it wet, and it'll keep me cool. So yeah, so I've got a few things that I kind of wanted to get done. I think initially I'm just gonna put a button and a hair tie on this one. Yeah, it comes alive. Yeah, butterflies would, so now, like, oh, I need more butterflies now. But I do have a whole bunch of these little appliques that I cut out from the silk, you know. So if, I mean, I could even cut these down just a little bit. I mean, some of them are sort of wide, like, you know, like that would fit on there, you know. So I'll probably wind up using some of these and then maybe cut out some of the elements off of some of these pieces. So how many of you guys have like a huge bag or basket or can or something, container full of embroidery thread or embroidery floss, but you've never embroidered anything? We all probably do. Yeah, and I can't see anymore, so I decided I'm using the threader. I forgot. Oh, yours is on bobbins. Do you embroider, Fiona? Oh crap. Haven't used that thing. I haven't used this for a long time. Look at, I just pulled it right out of the stupid needle. Oh my god. I do know how to use it, you guys. And I'm so stubborn I won't just put my glasses on. Is there a good video to watch on making clusters? Kat, I think so. I have one that is kind of far back. Like it's one of my earlier videos, which isn't that long ago. But yeah, there's one on my channel that I can't remember the let me see if I can find the name of it for you. I know I'm live streaming. It says you're currently live streaming. That'd be weird if I didn't know I was live streaming. Okay, videos. Let's see. Well, there's one that's titled Sunday Afternoon Clusterama, and that was a live stream. You can watch that one. That one's pretty decent. It's pretty long though. But I have another one that's a lot shorter, and I think it's more. One second. I've made a lot more videos than I thought. Embellishing paper text. Okay, so there's one called Junk Journal Elements. This is like before I started calling them clusters. Let me get you the link really quick. So that was the first one I did in like talking about clusters. So I forgot to post in our Facebook group that I was going live on YouTube. I don't know, Carla, if you want to maybe do that for me, that would be so cool. Oh, Anne, are you going to bed? Okay, honey. Have a good sleep. I'm going to get your stuff shipped out tomorrow, by the way. Sleep tight. Yeah, you're welcome, Kat. And that one's, you know, it's pretty simple. It's, you know, there's not a lot to it. But it does, kind of show you my like process, I think that's the first time anybody ever saw my little like tray, where I have all my stuff. Yeah, so basically I'm just gonna stitch on the like I said, I don't care about the knot. Like the embroidery floss is soft. It's not gonna like I'm just gonna leave the knot there. Like it's really soft, and it gets softer over time as you wear it, so I'm not that worried about it. Like trying to hide the knot, I guess is what I'm saying. I'm not trying to hide the knot. So I just use my table like a thimble. Thank you, Tanya. I'm glad you do. It's kind of fun. So anybody who's kind of didn't catch me, whining in the beginning of the, stream. Yeah, so I'm trying to just keep my mind occupied, so I don't sit around missing Steven. You can't post the link from the laptop? Okay. That's right. I forgot. Okay. That's okay. That doesn't matter. I'm sure they can find me. It's like YouTube / Sammy's Jammies, I think. But anyway, I can find it. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter. I don't even care. If somebody subscribed to my channel, they got the notification anyways. Totally fine. Oh, Shelly, did you just post it in there? You're so cute. Thank you. What is it about that on your laptop? I'm just curious, Carla. You can't copy links or something? So, did you guys see my mom got her Etsy shop opened? Did I tell you guys that my mom got her Etsy shop open? It's so awesome. I'm so proud of her. She makes awesome, awesome, awesome jewelry. I showed you guys some of her jewelry on one of my live streams. I think it was on a Sunday. And yeah, so I actually photographed all of her jewelry and, helped her get the shop set up and that kind of stuff. And yeah, she sat here in my studio one day with the fire and thank you, Shelly. You rock. So freaking hard. Anyway, so she got it all set up and she did every single listing and she was just really diligent about it. And then I'll put it in there. I'll put it in the chat. I'll link it in the video, okay? Well, it's actually, if you go to Etsy, that's the name of her shop, Christiness Originals. So that's the name of her shop. Yeah, Christiness Originals. Yeah. So anyways, but you guys just wait. Like if you haven't, or if you go there, favorite her shop because I really want you guys to see the cards that she makes. They're amazing. They're this thing, it's called iris paper folding. I don't know if any of you are familiar with that, but it is super, super, super tedious. Yes, all one word. And I actually capitalized Christie and originals when I searched for it, and I think that's the best way to find it. Yeah, I know, that's complicated. I could just put the stupid link in there. But, anyway, yeah, so she does these iris paper folded cards. Oh my God, it's the neatest looking thing. Like, Google iris paper folding. Just so you can, kind of see what it is. And I am going to get her making videos of iris paper folding. I just think she would just love it. I think she would love doing the videos, and yeah, it's a pretty neat process. So I have a scan and cut, and so when she does that, she buys these like die cut. She uses the negative image of a die cut. Okay, so when she's making those cards, so she uses the negative image. So like you cut out a flower, right? We would use the flower shape, which she gives to me, but she uses the empty space, and she fills it with these like patterns of folded paper, and they're just beautiful. They're so, so, so cool. Anyway, so she buys these cards from a vendor online somewhere. I'm not sure. Um, and I keep just thinking, geez, I could cut those for her on my scan and cut, for free. And then, she could do them on different color papers and different textures of paper and that kind of stuff, because Lord knows I have enough paper. So what I do, I know, Shelly, I know that you have contemplated the scan and cut, and I think we might have talked about this before, but I know like other people are wanting you to get one or something. I don't know, but I have one, and let me just say this. Like, I was gonna kind of go. Oh, I think we did talk about this in your live stream one day, but I love it, except for that I don't have anywhere that I can leave it set up all the time, and so it winds up just kind of sitting in its box on a shelf quite a bit. And so what I do is I sort of make a list of things that I want to, cut out and put files together, and then I just spend a whole day cutting out all that stuff with my scan and cut. That's kind of what I do, you know. And the mats lose their tackiness pretty quickly, and so I wind up actually like using washi tape and taping my paper down around the edges, because otherwise like it starts shifting and stuff if it gets like dusty or anything, or like the teeniest layer of like paper pulp on there, and it starts losing its tackiness. So, but they do have, tons of different, um, different blades, different mats, different materials that you can cut with that thing. I mean, it's pretty amazing. So, except for, one other drawback is that if you want to be able to use it wirelessly, you have to subscribe to their like studio thing. I forgot what it's called, but it does. You can't just do it. Like, you have to pay for that feature, which I don't like. So I don't do that. I plug it in. But you can find all kinds of like free cut files online if you don't want to create your own. But the basic idea with the scan and cut is that you can create whatever image you want and cut it out, and it also will draw, which I think is neat. It has like a pen holder, and so you can get it to draw images too. So that's kind of cool. You're planning on making files for the scan and cut, Cat? Nice. Like cut files to sell or for your own use or what? Like what kind of files? Both. Right on. Well, you know what? Keep me posted because I'm, I'm interested. I'm very interested. Um, I was trying to get my son, who is very learned in Adobe Illustrator, because that's what he used in school. Was trying to get him to, teach me how to use it, to make like some stencils, and because I want to make my own stencils, just to use, and oh my god, Adobe Illustrator is like crazy complicated, but it's cool. I trained in pre-press graphic design, so I'm quite adept at Illustrator. Right on. See, I need you in my life. He, he is too, and it's just amazing to watch somebody who really knows those programs or that program, working in it. I mean, just the way that you can manipulate uh, your images and stuff is crazy cool. Um, Yay! Yeah, that is awesome, Kat. Yeah, I I'm just in awe of people that are really really adept at those programs. They're just neat. I'm reading Tanya's. You went to a thrift store this morning and got a supermarket bag full of really old sheet music. Nice. About 8 books you can use for junk journals. Cool, cool. I know it's neat when thrift stores sell books and stuff by the bag, you know. So you know what? I'm just kind of eyeballing these, you guys. Like I'm not really, because like I said, you can make it smaller, and these are pretty stretchy. Like, you know, so I'm just kind of eyeballing them and making them all about the same. Kat, you need sheet music? You're in. Wait, where do you live again, Kat? You're like in. Wait, are you in the UK or Australia? You're in Australia, aren't you? Oh, really old jazz music? That's tight. Yeah, okay. I thought so. I don't know. I guess I see so much sheet music in my travels that it's amazing to me that anybody would have trouble finding it. It's like, I mean, I see tons of sheet music and I see it super cheap all the time. So, um, I don't know. Maybe I should start getting it and selling it or giving it away, sending it to my friends. Oh, Tanya, oh, that's right. You're in New Zealand. That's right. Yeah, you guys are like neighbors. Oh, okay. Yeah. I am at secondhand stores like on a regular basis. So, always wanted to go to Tanzania. I just thought that would be cool. So I had a customer asking me about shipping to Australia, and I've shipped stuff to Australia before, and I didn't think it was any more expensive than shipping to any other country. The most expensive. Oh, no, no, you're right. Yes. Okay, I got it wrong. Yes, Tasmania, not Tanzania. Isn't Tanzania in Africa or something? I'm not good with geography, but yes, Tasmania. That's where I want to go. I don't know. I might have to keep this one, you guys. For my other wrist. Let's see. Yeah, I might have to keep that one. We'll see. I'll wear it and see how it feels. You're from Tasmania? Oh my god, that is so rad. Really? I wish I could say that. Of course, we think of the Tasmanian devil, right? And that is like a real animal, right? Okay, I want. Okay, are these the. Yeah, these are the keychain ones. Sorry, I'm kind of talking to myself here, you guys. So I wanted to do some appliques on some of these, but I don't want to have to sew through the glue and the velvet and all that. So I'm just going to do some appliques on some of these before I put the velvet on there. And I'm actually measuring them all at 9 inches. And I keep thinking Steven's here. And then I remember that he's not. Anyways, I don't like this little end on here. This snippet roll thing is really cool, because, like, you can just cut off the tiniest little piece of it and, like, use it anywhere. Like, I could use these as tabs on my journal pages or on clusters or all kinds of stuff. So what are you guys working on? If you're working on anything, what are you guys working on? I think this might be... No, that's too thick. That's too thick. Yeah, I think I'm going to do this flower on here. So this is going to be where the hair tie goes. This is where the button's going to go. So I want to put the applique like right here. Oh, you're working on the journals, Carla? Nice. That's right. I was going to pull out journals and work on journals, but nope. I like to have options, though. All All right, I guess I'm going with the yellow again. Are you guys both, you're both in the Junk Journal Connections Facebook group, right? Tanya and Kat, you guys are both in there, right? You should be able to get the oh, where's the threader? See, oh, there it is. In the rack list on in the group, you guys should be able to find your addresses for each other, right? Well, did you guys put your addresses in the rack list in the documents in the group? Oh, you're making embellishments. Nice, Tanya. What kind of embellishments? Like clusters? Oh. See, I keep doing this wrong with this thing. I'm not used to it. There. Okay, nice. Yeah, I thought you guys were both in there. I was like, wait a second. There's an address list already. Okay. So when I'm doing these, when I'm stitching on these appliques, I'm not, obviously I'm not trying to make it look perfect. It's, I want you to see the stitching, you know. I want you to see the stitching, so that's why I use bright yellow. And I mean, I could go totally crazy and I could pull out beads and bells and okay. Jeez. All right. Let's put a bell on here. Hi, Laura. What are you doing up so late? I forgot to tell you that I was streaming. It was very spontaneous. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't, I was chatting with Carla and yeah. So anyways, how you doing, Laura? What are you doing? I posted your pictures in the group. Oh my God. I wish you were in our Facebook group because you should see the comments. So I'm going to let everybody else bug you about joining the group. So Laura, I'm just, working on these bracelets and killing time because yes, you're in trouble now. Get her, you guys. She says she has a hard enough time keeping up with, her stuff on YouTube. But I know that she can do it. I know that she can do it, and I would love to have you, if nothing else, like, just so you can join the group. We need you. Let's see, I'll put another bell on here. I'm not sure what to call these bracelets. Like if I had to give them a name. Um, they're almost just like crazy bracelets, you know, like a crazy quilt, you know. It's a junk bracelet. Yes, you do watch a lot of videos, huh, Laura? Yeah, funky bracelet. All right. And I always knot twice when I'm hand stitching, you know, just because I feel like maybe my first knot won't hold for very long. Hi, Jane. Good morning. Good morning. I'm going to put a couple more bells on here in like random places. No. Maybe I could put like, see, those don't have little jingles in them. Those tiny ones don't have the little like jingle ball inside of them. You have a planner, but you don't like to do fancy decorating. Well, you don't have to, right? I have 10,000 junk journals, but I don't even journal. Isn't that funny? You do seem like you're quite organized, Laura. Yeah, junk journaling is totally different. So let's see. I'll do one more bell, like right here. So Laura, Stephen is gone to Texas for an unknown period of time. His grandmother is not well, and so he's he's gone down there to be with her and say goodbye to her, basically. That's funny. You like the bells. Laura said, we have a bell on our dog, then we hide from her. Thanks. I like the bells too. And I get these at like Hobby Lobby or whatever, like super cheap around Christmas time. Yeah. Did you see the other video? Oh, you watched that the first part? Okay. Yeah, it was bad. I was using the YouTube camera option to stream, and yeah, everybody said that it was just terrible. How was the video? Was the video okay, or? All right, so maybe I should just go ahead and I'm just going to find some velvet and put the back on this. You went to Hobby Lobby, bought triple thick gold paint and chain. Nice. So that's for your tiles, right? And the chain too. You're so cute. You have yards and yards and yards of velvet, you guys. Like, I got it at an estate sale. I know, Tanya. I wish you had a Hobby Lobby too. What do you guys have? Like, for crafts? I mean, do you have like pretty decent craft stores or? Oh yeah, it is with the paint. Yeah. Hey, good looking out, Laura. I forgot to mention that before. Yeah, it is with the paint. It's just with like the coatings and stuff. It, and it's weird because the glossy accents, I think, is with the rest of the like Tim Holtz stuff, right? Really? You buy from over here, Tanya? Wow. I'll bet that. Well, you know what I want to do? I want to put in an order with AliExpress. And okay, I want some pink. Wait, I like this pink better. Yeah, I want to put it in order with AliExpress because they have such cool stuff, but man, their website is like mind-boggling. It's gigantic. They have so much stuff. Yeah, are you talking about AliExpress, Tanya? For art supplies and stuff? Yeah, because aren't they in like China or something? Kind of like Wish. AliExpress, I mean. I think they're in like China or something. And I always double my thread, you guys. Like always, ever since I was a little kid at learning how to sew stuff, I always doubled my thread. Just because I don't like worrying about it coming loose. So, so it's really easy when sewing velvet um, for it to start shifting. and moving around, and it's kind of frustrating. But I'm just going to do my best. And I've got this, I'm just going to like fold it under right along where the selvage is, you know. And I'm just going to whip stitch this on here. Yeah. You buy from AliExpress. How long does it usually take for you to get stuff, Tanya, from AliExpress? Because I've heard that it's like 6 weeks to the US anyway. I've never thought to look at Hobby Lobby online either. I wonder if they have more stuff online than they do in their stores. Probably not. Because they put it on a boat, Corrine, that's why it takes so long. They put it on a boat. They send it over here in giant shipping containers. And it's really cheap that way, you know. The amount of merchandise that they ship from China to the United States is mind-boggling. So yeah, they fill up those big giant shipping containers on, you know, on the ships, and then so the part of the reason that it takes so long is because they've got to fill the container, you know, um, before, you know, they send it, because shipping on a plane is a lot more expensive. That's why. So, you know, don't order stuff from China unless you're willing to wait for it, or India for that matter. Um, yeah, because it's just, you know, it's just the way it is. Back in the day, you couldn't even order stuff online at all, right? I mean, come on. I remember when you used to have to write letters to people, or, you know, pay for long distance, stuff like that, you know? Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if that's the only reason, but I think that that has a lot to do with it, you know, the method of, you know, getting the stuff here. So, anyway. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does. They do actually. It does. It does. You're right, Corrine. The silk does take. It's like 4 to 6 weeks. It's actually more like 3 to 4 weeks. But some of their larger lots, they offer free 7 day shipping. It's like their express shipping, um, which is what when I got my big shipment of silk, that's what that's how they shipped it. So I actually got that in like 8 days, I think. You ordered silk on March 8th. It's still there. Well, yeah, you're not going to get it for a while. You'll probably get it in the middle of April. Okay, Carla, you're gonna go to Sleepy Town. Well, thank you for, coming and tending the sheep. Oh, have a good sleep, okay? I'll talk to you tomorrow. So this is just kind of a like relaxing sort of, um, you know, project, I guess. I actually really enjoy hand stitching. I do. It's not the most like economical way to um, sew something, but nothing else looks like it, right? So I like it. One of them I did like a blanket stitch, so it looks like that, you know. Okay, who's going to bed? Oh, besides Carla, who's going to bed? Oh, Jane. Okay. All right, Jane. Thanks for coming and saying hi. We'll see you again soon.